Hi everybody. Goodness gracious, here it goes again. And welcome to Froggy Day Crochet. My name is Erica and I am coming to you from the beautiful bipolar weather state of South Carolina. I will say up front, I am suffering from a horrible cold that has moved to my chest. So if I have a coughing fit, I'm sorry in advance. If it gets really bad during the video, I will just cut that part out. Again, disclaimer in the beginning, I am live in my she shed and I do have an air conditioner slash heater over here in the corner, and when it comes on it makes noise. I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do about it. Okay, so let's get started. Today I am going to talk to you specifically about the mystery loom knit along that is being hosted by Llama Mama Kayla, and I will put a link to the first two videos in the description below. You will have a video that talks about what is needed, and then you will excuse me, your second video will be about how to make the little circles. Okay, so I was really excited when I seen this video come out. Excuse me, Diet Pepsi. This is going to be a long project. It is going to be 40 plus weeks, I believe. So that way you know, you're kind of not overwhelmed. You work a little bit at a time. And it's going to be a picture, and let's see, what else can I say? We are doing circles. They are 1.5 inch circles that Kayla said can be done on the loom. If you don't loom, you can knit the circles, and if you don't knit, you can crochet the circles, but they are the dimension of 1.5 inches. Okay, so for me, I have decided I am gonna go ahead. Now, I mean, I can crochet a 1.5 inch circle really fast, but I have not loom knitted in a while, and for those of you who know, I have a huge stash of loom knits. Loom knits, no, knitting looms. So, let me just turn the camera and so you guys can see. Hopefully you don't get dizzy. That, now ignore the bag, and there's my sewing machine. But that is just part of them. I have 3 of those S-looms right there. You see that? And then I have several of the Cindy Wood looms. So yeah, I taught myself how to loom knit. I taught myself how to knit, and my great grandma taught me how to crochet. So, but that's not why you're here. You're here because of the mystery loom knit along from Llama Mama Kayla. And I'm gonna go, you know, like I said, I am going to put the description in, or the link in the description box below, where she talks about the first, in the first video, about the supplies that you need. I am just going over what I decided to use as far as what she says is needed, okay? I took lots of notes when she did her video, so that way I would know exactly what I needed, so I could look through my stash, see if I needed to add any other yarn. And unfortunately, with some of the colors that were needed, I did have to add yarn. However, what I got from Hobby Lobby was 30% off this week, and what I got from Michael's, they were having a order online, pick up in store, get 40% off. So I did not pay full price for any of the yarn that I purchased. I'm not tracking money spent though, because that would probably make me more sick than yards. So, alright, so anyway, you need a 12 loom, a 12 peg loom. This is like a flower loom. I do agree with Kayla that you probably do not want to use the one from Boy. Let me show you what that looks like. I personally do not care for this loom. Some people like it. I'm not saying that it's a bad loom. I just personally do not care for it. The Boy loom has these little lips. You see that? So it almost looks like a crochet hook indentation. And when you're going to pull the yarn off, the yarn gets stuck under those lips. So I don't really care for those. I'll use it in a last resort, like if I've got a project on another one, but it's not my favorite. This one, I think I got from Michael's. This may be a loops and thread. Or, yeah. This may be a loops and thread, because even the ones from Hobby Lobby are almost like a clear plastic. So anyway, you can get your loom, your flower loom, you can get them at Michael's. They have their own brand, Loops and Threads. You can get them at Hobby Lobby. You can get them at Walmart. You can get them from Cindy Wood Loom Crafts if you prefer the wooden with the I can't even think of the word I'm looking for, but the flexible pegs. I can't even think of the word. But anyway, you can get your looms at a lot of places. Just, like I said, I prefer not the Boy. Personal opinion. She also mentioned that you would need darning needles. These actually came with a lot of the looms. A lot of companies, when you buy a loom, it comes with a pick, a loom knitting pick, and your darning needle. Now the particular loom knitting needle that I am going to be using is in the house. I like the big one from Knitting Board that has the big handles. She also mentioned in the second video that she forgot to mention it in the first one, that you will be needing stitch markers. So it looks like you're going to need maybe one for each row, and we're doing 40 a row. So I'm going to assume 40, at least 40 stitch markers. I'm not sure. Okay. Now, as for the yarn, and the requirements of that yarn, she said that we would need some sort of spring green color. I had 2 greens in my stash from Mainstays, but they did not have any more at Walmart to match. So I ended up getting the green from not Hobby Lobby, from Michael's. This was part of the 40% off that I mentioned. This is spring green. We needed 6 of those, so I got 6. So that means I am adding 364 times 6. The next, and we also are going to be making 470 circles with the green. The next color, now Kayla's using Turquoise from Red Heart, if I'm not mistaken. I decided to use Crafter's Secret from Hobby Lobby because, well, basically because it's cheaper. And my Walmart does not have the best selection as far as yarn. Their yarn person does not take care of it. So, turquoise. She said you were going to need roughly 9.5 skeins of the turquoise, which by my guesstimation is 3,458 yards. So I got, again, I had one in my stash, and it is the one that I have in my hand, I believe. Let me just verify. Yes. Yes, it is the one I have in my hand. This one is turquoise, and it is 355 yards. This one is turquoise. This one is 355 yards. One looks smaller than the other. This one definitely looks smaller. And I don't think you can tell in the camera, but this one is just a titch darker. That one was in my stash. So I think it will be okay. I don't think it's that much of a drastic difference. So I ended up purchasing, let's see, I got 1, 2, 3, I got 4. I had one at home. And because they were on 30% off, I was able to get a rain check, and it just so happened to work out that the lady that does the ordering ordered, so I was actually able to pick them up the very next day. They called me that actual same day to tell me that they had them in for the rain check. So I ended up only paying $2.09 a skein for this, which I thought was a very good deal. So, 355 yards times, I've got 5, 6, 7, 8, times 9, because I had the one at home. Okay. And by the way, we are making 860 1.5 inch circles in the turquoise color. 860. So, okay, sorry about that. My kids walked in. Where was I? The next color that you will need for the knit along is Llama Mama Kayla said a yellow green. She's using Citron from Impeccable Michaels. I did not have any of that in my stash, but I did have some fern, so soft fern. So she said as long as it was like a yellow green, it would be okay. So I did pull these two from my stash, so I don't have to add that. 77 circles of that. Dark green. I have a darker green, probably the same color in the Caron, but Caron is so much thicker that I kind of wanted it to have the same, you know, consistency all the way around. I don't like mixing the, you know, especially Red Heart and I Love This Yarn, because the I Love This Yarn is thinner. So I did go ahead and pick this one up, and this is the same color that Kayla suggested, and this is I'm Jealous by Crafter's Secret. Again, this one is Hobby Lobby, and we're going to make 33 circles of that. Kayla did post the video today on how to, or it might have been yesterday, on how to do the circles. So I am going to go ahead and get started on that once I get off this video. Seeing as how we have 860 of the turquoise, I'm probably going to start with that one. And I think, just to keep my sanity, so I don't have to recount all the time, I think what I'm going to do is put them, say, maybe an easy number to count, so maybe 25 to a bag, a Ziploc bag, and then write on there how many is actually in there, so that I can keep track of it better, because Lord knows I don't want to count out 859 circles to find out I need one more. I don't want to do that. Okay, moving on from there. Excuse me again. She said some kind of wine color or fuchsia. So I ended up actually getting the same color that she suggested, because I wasn't quite sure what she was going for, since we don't know what the picture is. I wasn't really sure. I didn't want to get the wrong wine color or fuchsia color, so I decided to get the same exact one that she is using, and this is Craft Smart from Michaels. So this was also on the 40% off deal, and this one is just called Fuchsia. So we only need one of those. From there, she said a burgundy, and I got cranberry from Crafter's Secret. Again, this is Hobby Lobby. She said one of those, because we're only making 74 circles. Hopefully I can get I think I can get 74 circles out of there. I think what I'm going to do is do one and then maybe pull it out to see exactly how much yarn. But I don't know. From there, she said we needed a soft gray. Like I said, I really don't want to mix the Hobby Lobby yarn with this yarn. I have a lot of gray. I have a lot of I Love This Yarn gray. I have a lot of Impeccable gray. I just did not have any soft gray because it's all dark. Michael's Crafters, no, what is Michael's called? Michael's Craft Smart was out of the gray. The Crafter's Secret in the small, all they had was the big gray. Or no, sorry. In the small, all they had was the dark gray. So I had to get a soft gray in the larger skein, which this one is 810 yards, and this one was also 30% off. So I do need to write that down, 810 yards. I did not write down the green, which was 355, or the burgundy, so that would be ×2. And I did not write down the fuchsia, which was 364. Okay. After that, 6 red. I had some red heart in my stash. So I'm going to use that. I had a little square that I had started something with that I was just going to use that, but I was afraid that I wouldn't have enough, and I didn't have more of that same color red, so that's why I'm going to use this bigger one. From there, she said a pale yellow. So again, I got this from Michael's. This is the Craft Smart. It's definitely not very soft. I don't think I'm a fan of it. I've never used it. But I'm hoping it will definitely soften up, especially once it's washed, hand washed. So this one, it was called Butter, and 11 circles in this color. This one is also 364 yards. So I will have to add that to my calculations. The next colors were black and white, which I have both of those in my stash. Those are both Red Heart. Actually, no, this white is I Love This Yarn, so I will definitely have to dig back into my stash for the regular white, because I do not want to mix that. So let me go ahead and pull that out, just so I remember that I do not want to use the I Love This Yarn. I think maybe for 24 circles that I could probably get away with using the Caron 1-pounder. So I think I will stick with that one. Like I said, I definitely don't want to use the I Love This Yarn because it is so much thinner. So yes, that is the yarn that I got for the mystery knit along. Now I'm really excited. Like I said, I will post the videos below. My plan is to make this, like I said, like a video mystery knit along diary, if you will, to keep up with it. So I may or may not do a weekly video of my updates. That my plan is to do that. I know sometimes life does get in the way, and that we can't always do what we hoped to do. So let's add up this yardage. Again, I probably do not want to know, but goodness. Yeah. Llama Mama Kayla, boy, girl. You've got me hooked on this Loom knit along. I'm excited about this one. I like a mystery. So let's see. I don't remember the dimensions. I want to say it was 60 inches by 60 something. Don't remember off the top of my head. So I just brought in 7,627 more yards. Of yarn. Holy Toledo. Holy, holy, holy Toledo. So, with the yarn that from this Loom knit along, plus the yardage from the Premier haul. That is 17,797 yards of yarn. Wow, that is a lot. So I do need to add that because I told you guys that I am keeping track of yardage in as well as yardage out. At least for the rest of the year. Oh my goodness gracious, that is a lot. So that, that could really help somebody be like, wow, you know what? You need to really use what you've got. See, my problem was, before I got this she shed, I kept my yarn in a closet. And it was hard to really see what I got, what I had. So I would see a project, something that I want to do, and I'd just go out and buy the yarn. Well, then I would get bored with it and I would just shove it in the closet. Well, that became a revolving door habit, if you will. So by the time I ended up getting the she shed, all this behind me had been in the closet, just packed on top of each other because I couldn't see what I had. So yeah, that's kind of an eye-opener there. 7,627 yards for the Loom Knit Along was brought in, and 10,170 yards from the Premier haul. That's mind-blowing. Yeah, that's mind-blowing. So, anyway, I'm excited about this mystery knit I can't talk. I'm excited about this Loom Knit Along. I really am. I think maybe Kayla is going to be releasing the first row soon. Not 100%. She also said that she has a Facebook group. I cannot remember. I think I joined it. I need to go back and check to make sure, because I don't know if she's going to be posting the rows in that group or if she's going to be doing videos. Again, like I said, she did a tutorial today on how to do the 1.5 inch circles on the loom. But I'm sure if you wanted to crochet them, it would be really simple. Just do your starting chain and then your increases. I would think that you probably would only need 2 rounds. Don't quote me. I don't know. So you would definitely have to measure if you're going to do crochet or knitting. But I think this is a great project if you're wanting to loom knit. Kayla did a fantastic tutorial. So if you're wanting to loom knit, I highly suggest just, watching it. Get you a flower loom and try. Because I think you'd be great at it. I really do. So yeah, I think I am going to jump off of here. This was my 3rd and final video that I am recording today. I will go back in the house, edit all these up, upload them, decide which one's going live today, put the other ones at private, and I think that I'm going to go ahead and start loom knitting a couple of circles. I also want to work with, I I don't know if I'm going to start with Scarfy or Shawl in the Ball, but I do want to start with one of those because I do want to make a poncho. So, hopefully, by the end of the week, I will have something else to show you. I also have a couple of teacher gifts that I want to get done. I have one student. I have one son that has graduated, one that is graduating this year, and one that is a sophomore. But my two that are in high school go to a flexible learning high school where they kind of work at their own pace. It works out great for both of them. For my middle son, who is a senior, it is working out great for him because he is able to move faster. So he will be, in fact, graduating early instead of in June. He'll be actually done probably before the Thanksgiving holiday, and then they will walk across the stage in January. My son that is a sophomore has a little bit of a harder time learning certain subjects. And since he has been at this new school, his grades have very, 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 very increased. Very, very. Like, I'm talking barely squeak by to, oh my gosh, he's got a B. So I'm very happy with the school. So the short of that story is I have not made Christmas gifts for the teachers or the counselors in the past, but since they have been at the school and they actually care, well, I shouldn't, you know what I mean. The main high schools are just so big, it's hard for the teachers and the counselors to spend the extra time with students like I feel they should. This school, they have the time to do that. So, yeah. So I'm going to be making some dishcloth sets. I'm thinking of maybe a coffee mug amigurumi for one of them. Don't hold me to it because amigurumi is not my favorite because I do not like to sew the little pieces on. And then I was thinking maybe one of them's a math teacher. So I was thinking maybe the crochet pillow, pencil pillow that I seen on the Yarn Joy podcast. So maybe I will have some of that started by the next time. Sorry to go off on that tangent. I know I said I was keeping this video as a mystery loom knit along only. However, I had to add a little bit more. You know me. So anyway, that is the yarn that I got for this fantastic mystery knit along, loom knit along. I am extremely excited to get started with it. I can't wait to see what this project becomes, and I want you guys to hold me accountable, like seriously. I don't want my ADHD to kick in. That's usually why I only work on one project at a time, because if it turns into a work in progress that is set off to the side, 9 times out of 10 it does not get finished. So with this being a project spread out over 40 weeks, I'm hoping that my ADHD does not kick in. So I want you guys to hold me accountable. If I have not done a video in a week or so about the mystery loom knit along, please in a comment on one of my other videos say, hey, how's the loom knit Afghan coming? So that way I'd be like, right, I gotta get I gotta get to that. So, like I said, please hold me accountable for that. I'm excited about it though, so I'm hoping that, I'm sure it will keep my interest. I'm sure it really will. What else? I just don't know if I want to make 864 circles of one color at one time. Okay. But that did not scare me away, Kayla. I promise that did not scare me away. It just made me try to think even more what this picture's going to be. Okay. Can I say anything else at the moment? I do not think so. So, again, I'm not quite sure when this video will be uploaded. Maybe tomorrow, maybe on Monday. Like I said in the first video that you've probably already seen, I had the opportunity today to do a lot of recording. So this is the third video of the day. But having said that, I am going to go away now. I'm going to start working on them circles, so by the time the next recording comes around, I will have the opportunity to show you some. That's the one more thing I wanted to say. When you guys are doing projects that involve a lot of little pieces, like little squares, or have any of you ever done like the yo-yo Afghan where you've got a ton of little circles? Did you have any tricks on how you stored those circles? Did you store them by color? Did you store them by row? Did you break them down into easier to count bags like I'm thinking about doing? If you don't mind, let me know in the comments below. I would love to know how you guys did yours, and if we're on the same yarny wavelength. But having said that, I want to thank all of my subscribers. I want to thank all my new subscribers. And if you feel so inclined, if you feel like this video has brought you any content or made you feel good in any way, please consider subscribing. You don't have to, but I would love to have you as a subscriber. And if you wouldn't mind hitting that little bell next to it so you'll be notified the next time I have a video upload. And if we're not friends on Facebook, that's, you know, look me up. It's fine. So, until next time, guys, stay froggy. Bye-bye.